Today I'll be teaching you how I make my chinchin. And this chinchin right here is the best you will ever have. And that's on period. Hi everyone, my name is Uzor and welcome to my kitchen. Now I'm so certain most of you are asking, why are you saying it's the best chinchin I would ever have? Well, that's because this chinchin was made with actual fresh bananas. I mean, it is so flavorful, so rich and so good. And because of the flavor and the sweetness of the banana, you have to use very little sugar for this recipe. I mean, it is that good. Now we can call her banana chin chin. You guys, let's just hop right into it, shall we? Please check the description box for the list of all the ingredients that was used. In our mixer bowl are the dry ingredients, the flour, the baking powder, some cinnamon powder, and of course, salt to taste. Give this a good mix together and set aside. Now we go right into the wet ingredients. Open up your banana. If you notice, I used very ripe bananas. You know, that type you use for your banana bread, and that is the exact one I used because I needed the rich flavor of banana. Now add your egg to it. That's just one egg for this particular recipe. Also give this a very good mix to combine all three ingredients together. That is your melted butter, your egg, and your mashed bananas. Please take your time to mix all three together properly. And also get your milk ready. Okay guys, let's pause a bit. This is quite emotional for me, and of recent you guys don't really comment anymore on our posts, and it's quite discouraging. It's really quite discouraging. Please like our videos, please drop your comments. Will you be trying this recipe? What do you think about the recipe? Engage the post, engage us. Let's know that we have an audience that we are actually talking to. So please comment, like our videos, share, and subscribe. This will go a long way in encouraging us to keep going. So please, as you're watching now, take just 1 second and hit the subscribe button and also leave us a comment. Really, this goes a long way for us. Okay, we can go back to cooking right now. Now the milk has been added to the wet mixture and this has been mixed thoroughly. Now clean up, clean up, clean up. It is actually important for me to say that it's okay if you do not have a mixer for this recipe. It's perfectly fine. You can knead with your hand. I have a mixer and it saves me lots of stress. Rather than using my hand to knead for about 10 to 15 minutes, I can just throw it into the mixer and it does the work in less than 5 minutes. So get a mixer today. Now it's time to pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and we just throw it into the mixer to do its job. I'll be using a kneading hook for this particular recipe. That's because this dough will be a hard one, not like a cake batter. So you'll be needing this type, the type you use for your donuts and hard doughs. That's the type you use for this recipe if you're using a mixer. And because I'm using a mixer, I did this mixing for about 5 minutes. But if you do not have a mixer, please get ready to knead for about 10 to 15 minutes with your hand. Now, after mixing, I let this to rest for about 10 minutes before this process starts. It's also important to note that if you're using a mixer, the length of time you knead your dough is really dependent on the strength and the quality of your mixer. Because mine is really good, like the best mixer out there, I just had to do 5 to 7 minutes really. But the time depends on your mixer. Just knead your dough till everything is properly combined and it's not sticky to the hand. It's perfect. You can hold it, it's firm and it's just elastic. That is when your dough is ready to be cut for the chin chin. Now our dough is ready. Take a look at this beauty. I always love to look at those. I mean, they're just so cute. Remember to always flour your background, wherever you're cutting or using a dough on. Remember to put lots of flour on it, because the dough actually sticks to backgrounds, it sticks to the floor or whatever is placed on. So put lots of flour wherever you're placing your dough on, even in your hand, the knife, everywhere. Just put lots of flour everywhere, basically. Yes. So now bring out your rolling pin and roll that sweet, flavorful, deliciously smelling dough out. Roll it the exact way you want it. Now let me mention a bit that my kitchen smells so good. See, personally, I'm not a chinchin lover. It's not my thing. I mean, it's not my thing. I can live my whole life without taking chinchin. But when this recipe came to my head, I'm like, I must give it a try. And it's so good that I've been eating chinchin so much. Please try this recipe. Will you be trying it? Please comment in the comment box if you'll be trying this recipe. Another thing worthy of note is how thin you slice your chin chin really determines its crunch. So if you want it really crunchy, hard to chew and all of that, then you have to cut your chin chin very thin, like thinly slice it, right? And if you don't mind it chewy and not so crunchy, in between, then you can add some layer to it. You can make it a bit chunky, before frying it. And now we go right into frying, and our chin chin is almost ready. It's also important not to worry about how gummy the chinchin are to each other. I mean, because it's flour, it will always gum together. But as you're frying it, just keep breaking it out, and they will all separate after. I actually like mine together, so it doesn't bother me. But if you want yours really separate and everything, make sure you put enough flour as you're cutting it to separate all the chinchin. And finally, make sure your oil is very hot before you start frying your chinchin. Not extremely hot, but it has to be hot enough to fry it. And now our chinchin is ready. You guys, my kitchen smells super amazing. The color is just perfect. Everything is just so good. It tastes so good. Please try this recipe. And remember to leave a comment on this post. This will encourage me a lot, you guys. Now chinchin is ready, and I promise you this is the best chinchin you will ever have. Still no cap. And until next time, remember to hit the subscribe button and keep eating.